We're here now with the candidates for the Lackawanna County Clerk of Judicial Records. Mary Rinaldi is the incumbent in this position, and she is going to do our first interview. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. As I've said before, we would usually do a short bio of the candidate, but since we now have an online voters guide at lwvlackawanna.org or through vote411.org, we're going to skip that part and move right on to the questions. So the first question, again, Mary, you're an incumbent, so you should be well versed in this question. What are the duties of the office that you're running for?
Well, the duties basically are I take care of all of the records in Lackawanna County for criminal, civil, and family court cases. I am the custodian of those records, and I have a staff that helps me execute those records and making them accessible to the public, to the courts. That's basically what it is.
Okay. And what qualifies you to run for this office? And we're looking for anything from your personal, professional life, whatever it is. What distinguishes you from your opponent?
Well, I suppose I haven't met my opponent as of yet. What might distinguish me from him is that I have been in the office coming on 9 years in December, and I have a vast wealth of information from just being on the job training, but also I've developed relationships with the judiciary, whether that be our local common pleas court judges or throughout the state of Pennsylvania with Commonwealth and Superior Court, and people throughout the community as well. So I would view that as a definite advantage.
Okay. The county recently released an online records database, which I have already used, I will say.
Oh, good.
Do you feel the project is complete? Why or why not? What's missing? What still needs to be done?
Well, it was launched approximately 1 week ago as we are speaking today. And there are glitches, but we expected those. We tried to make this a seamless transition, but a project of this scope, it would be impossible to make it seamless, but we are working with the company from Ebensburg, Pennsylvania. Our IT department is fabulous, and they are helping us make this work. And it is working. Some people have called me, they've called our IT department, even Infocon they have called, to, well, how come I'm having this problem? What do I do? And all of their questions so far have been answered, and any other questions that come our way, we'll be happy to help them out.
Okay. Are there improvements that are needed in your office? And if there are, what's your approach or plan to address them?
Well, what people may not know is the volume of records that we maintain within the office. I have an off-site storage center where records are kept from 1879 to 2000. It's a massive amount of work. I would say the computerization and getting things online was a major step in the right direction. And we are also looking to image and scan criminal records as well. So that's going to be a big help, not just to my office, but to the public as well. And I'm also hoping with the staff that I do have, who works very, very hard, I'm hoping to go into the community, as I have in the past, to utilize interns within my office. And that has worked very well in the past. And also the courts have been helpful with any programs that they might have.
Okay. Lackawanna County currently has elected positions for the Clerk of Judicial Records, the Recorder of Deeds, and the Register of Wills. Should these offices be consolidated, and why or why not?
In my opinion, and I can only speak for my office, I can't speak for the others, the massive amount of work, as I explained to you, and the number of records that we maintain, I can't see my office being consolidated with another larger office because of the size. I have a staff of 25, and it's a huge office. A lot of paperwork comes in, a lot of paperwork goes out, and we are responsible to the courts. And I just can't see it in Lackawanna County. I've heard of other counties that have done it, and they have eliminated elected offices, and what has happened, they've had to still get someone to maintain the offices, so the amount of money that they had hoped that it would save, in the final analysis, it hasn't saved money. So, and that is the name of our game today, is to save money. We are always asked to do more with less, and we try. We try very hard. I'm very glad with the product and proud of the product that we are able to present to the public.
Okay. Going along the same lines, talking about the structure of government is really the basis for these couple of questions. Do you believe that your position that now you've held and have run for office several times, should this be an elected position, or is this something that would be just as well served or better served by a person who was appointed by the commissioners through a process of open competition?
Well, I feel strongly about that. I'm glad you asked me that question. It's a very good question, because I feel that the independence of being an elected official, apart from an appointment, is really serving the public the best way possible, where I am not beholding to this one or to that one, even within the Lackawanna County offices and the administration. If I am elected by the people have put their faith and confidence in me. And I think that speaks well for an independent office moving forward.
Okay. And Mary, you touched on this a little bit, but I want to just revisit it perhaps a little bit more in depth. Luzerne County recently changed its home rule charter and eliminated several different offices, including a few commissioner positions, the clerk of courts, the coroner, the sheriff. Lackawanna County's home rule charter was passed in 1976. Now, I know you've said that you don't necessarily believe that they should be consolidated, but is it time for Lackawanna County to review our home rule charter? And would you recommend at least consideration of some of those changes in our county government?
Absolutely. I mean, change is in the air, and we have to change with the needs that are available to us within our area. And if there are changes to be made, a commission, just as it was in 1976, if my memory serves me correctly, one of the commission members at that time was our own Judge Robert Mazzoni. I believe he was on that commission at the time. And they worked very hard in developing the Home Rule Charter. Is it time to revisit? Possibly. If things aren't working well in some offices. I do feel that things are working well in my office with the structure that exists right now. But I'm not saying that I have all of the answers. If someone comes up with a better approach, fine. I am a proponent, however, of having the position as an elected position due to the independence.
Okay. That's actually all the questions that I have for you, but you've got 2 minutes for a closing statement.
Yes, I'm glad I have this opportunity, and I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters of Lackawanna County for the opportunity to discuss the Office of the Clerk of Judicial Records in Lackawanna County. The caseload in the 3 divisions in the office, criminal, civil, and family court, will reach over 20,000 newly opened files in 2011 alone. I have a dedicated and hardworking staff who works cooperatively with me to assist the public with new filings, to archival requests. The latest innovation in my office, which we have alluded to, is to provide free, underline the word free, access to the civil and family court records. This is a project that now serves everyone from the judiciary to me, and evidently to Andrea, and to everyone else with a computer in their office or home. My experience in the office gives me the opportunity to continue with various projects of enhancing efficiency and effectiveness by utilizing court and community resources, such as internships within my office, which I have used. I humbly ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 8th. I will work hard for you with honesty. Thank you again, Andrea, for allowing me to participate in this interview. This is a living civics lesson. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mary. That concludes our interview with Mary Rinaldi. Again, she's the incumbent, the Democratic candidate for the Clerk of Judicial Records position. And again, I'll say that if you'd like to read more about Mary's biography and then also some additional questions that we asked her, that information will be available online at lwvlackawanna.org and through vote411.org. Thanks so much.